You're listening to the Daily Nugget. It's dnugget.com for May 18th, 2025. Welcome to it.
Welcome.
I'm Andy. Yeah, we're all glad you're here. I'm Andy. Jenn and Janelle are here too. So is Sam.
I'm glad.
Everyone's wearing a hat but Jenn.
Nobody told me. Why does this keep happening?
Jenn, wear a hat.
Send the memo around.
Go get a hat. Just go get a hat. Go.
I knew
hurry.
you were going to say
hurry.
it. No.
Hurry.
No.
Hurry, go get a hat.
Peer pressure doesn't work on me.
All right.
Fine, don't get a hat.
Okay, so
Okay.
I have felt bad that a lot of our Jesus Religious Sundays have just been silly viral church things.
I have not.
I know. But I wanted to have an actual discussion about a guy who was talking about his religious experience. This guy's name is Philip Goff. He is a philosophy professor and talks about, and this is what a lot of people talk about, you know, the people, and if you listen, I'm glad that you're listening and you're exploring what it looks like to be spiritual. But I'm going to play, this is from a podcast. So I'll just start there. We'll just play it because the whole thing is, yep. So we'll just go.
I was raised Catholic, going to church every week. By the time I was 14, I decided God didn't exist and I refused to get confirmed, upsetting my grandmother. My mum sent me to see the priest who tried Pascal's wager on me, but it didn't work. I spent the next 30 years an atheist, but I think I've always been a spiritual person. I've always had a sense that there's a deeper reality at the core of things. I engage with it in my own way through engagement with nature, meditation, yoga classes, and so on. I was a part of the ever-growing grouping of spiritual but not religious. At least for me, I've come to see the value of the things I had in that religious community in my upbringing, for all its faults. I think religion has a unique way of bringing the community together through rituals that mark the changing of the seasons and the big moments of life, birth, coming of age, marriage, death, through rich tradition going back thousands of years. Being spiritual but not religious, I'm just talking for myself now, we're starting to feel maybe a bit lonely, a bit unstructured, almost aimless. I guess I've come to think over time that, and this is what my new book I've just started this week is on, there are ways of engaging with traditional religion that avoid some of the real worries that people have with religion, like dogmatic certainties or things we could go into, but which also allow you to gain some benefits, like a community, structured practice, a rich tradition. I've come to find that works for me, and I suppose I'd just like to raise that possibility for others. I'm interested in different experiments in living, and I think there's a way of engaging with religion that perhaps not everyone is fully aware of.
There's a lot there. There's a lot there.
There's a way to be religious without being religious.
What does he want? That's what I'm confused about here. He said, I guess we'll have to, I'm not going to buy his book, but figure out what do you mean by being religious without, or spiritual? How do you put it? Spiritual, but not religious.
I was raised Catholic.
Yeah, spiritual without religion. That's what he said.
Well, I think that's certainly possible to be spiritual without being religious.
Right.
I mean, how many people do you know that talk about how the universe is against them or for them, or everything's aligning in the universe for them? That means absolutely nothing.
Right.
And
so he said, you know, spirituality, it's starting to feel a bit lonely, unstructured, almost aimless.
Because that's what it is.
Right. So then he's saying there's ways of engaging with traditional religion without the worries that some people have about dogmatic certainties. Isn't that what religion is?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're not certain about your religion or your faith.
I mean, if you can engage in religion by making fun of it, and I don't know. I make fun of my own religion sometimes.
He wants structured practice. He wants a rich tradition, structured practice community a rich tradition. Where are you getting that? How do you get that if you're not part of a religion?
Either church or the military.
That's structured, right? Structured, yes. Janelle, your thoughts?
You go first, Jen.
Well, my first thought at the end of his message was, okay, next. It doesn't sound like he really wants to dial into what he's talking about. He just wants everybody to be open to it. And it really sounds like he wants the benefits of Christianity without believing it or dying to self and all of that. It's like people who want to go to heaven, but they don't want Jesus to be Lord or to give up their sinful life or to give up being in control, but they want the benefits. So, sure, of course you do. So does every kid. They want the ice cream and they want to throw a fit.
Yeah.
Sorry. Wouldn't that be great?
It goes back to the old phrase, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Mm-hmm. I think the important question we need to ask is not what he's saying, is who he's believing in. Who is he trying to say he's spiritual with? I mean, he didn't ever really clearly define what spiritual meant to him, except he just wanted to do, like Jen said, do whatever he wanted to. And it was okay because he didn't have to. There's no reason to be dogmatic about this, but the Bible is very clear about the steps you need to take to follow Jesus. That means you do things his way, not any way the self wants to do.
In a way, he wants religion. He's actually very close to Christianity. He's just missing that last piece. But he sounds like he wants religion, which is the traditions, the get together, to look the part, to all the stuff that doesn't really matter. It's the relationship part that he's actually missing.
Yeah. That's what yes, that's right. The relationship part.
I had heard that there are secular
atheist churches.
Huh?
Atheist churches.
Well, this is not even an atheist church. I found it. It's called Sunday Assembly. It is a network of secular, non-religious communities who gather to celebrate this one life we know we have. We're a global movement for wonder and good.
Wait, how do we know that?
Right?
What about reincarnation? What about?
Yeah, I mean, he uses the word religion, and Christianity isn't the only religion. There's Hinduism, Shintoism. There's
all kinds.
Buddhism, Hinduism, Baha'i. Baha'is more of a cult.
Unitarian, right? Which is just like everybody, everything.
Yep.
Like put it all in a stew and see what pops out.
That's a Christian religion, technically. Christian. I was going to say sect, but that is not correct.
I'm trying to find actual videos of how these Sunday assemblies go. I see one on their Instagram. Let's take a look. Are you ready for this? Let's see. Hold on. Let me drag this over here. Okay. All right. I have no idea what we're about to experience. Let's do it together.
Oh, no.
Sound on.
They're even doing music?
We've made fun of a lot of bad church songs. That's worse. Because I mean, what? I don't even know what to say there. Apparently, this is part of their gathering. So
what were the lyrics? I missed it.
Don't love you anymore. Oh boy, that's a word that we shouldn't use.
Okay.
So
wow.
It's a secular song. I don't remember.
Take me to your secular world.
See here. Hair toss, check my nails, baby, how you feeling? Is that
I know that song.
Is that a Lizzo
what song? Is that?
I think so.
No.
It's not a worship song, is it?
No, it's not.
No. They don't do it like they wouldn't do a worship song. This is their Sunday assembly. So
they're feeling good as something.
As something or else. And I mean, I'm not really feeling great after hearing that. Let's see here. Maybe there's a better one. Let's try the other one. Here we go.
I doubt it. Yeah, that looks better.
He's wearing the same clothes. Can I just say that?
It's their Sunday attire.
This is really sad to me.
Okay, what's the difference though? How some churches will do songs like that. I guess people are coming in like, hey, we're gonna do like a song everyone knows.
Easy. Now I know who you're targeting right now.
Laser church. Laser church.
I'm just saying. No, we've played that. No, we've played church clips that have that.
Oh, your church does that too. Okay, well,
our church does not do that.
I'm just saying we've played on the Nugget church clips that have that, and we've never actually done a laser church clip. So please don't take offense, Janelle.
Well, you could find some on my Facebook page because we did that from time to time. And I was very conflicted about it for a long time.
For this. And the crazy thing, these people are in like an old church. It's an old church. You can tell it's beautiful.
Yeah. This is really sad because we believe Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And all of this is like not making fun, but it's like, again, they want the good parts. And so they're actually emulating parts of church, parts of Christianity, parts of Jesus. But it's missing the life. Like they're missing it by just that little bit.
Counterfeit version. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's never going to be what they want it to be.
Mm-mm.
Never going to be what they want it to be. I wonder, I would love to see what like a sermon looks like for them.
So I looked up the definition of religion on Google.
Okay.
The Oxford Dictionary says religion is a noun. The belief in and worship of a superhuman power or powers, especially a god or gods. And the thing that catches me the most in reference to this is the word "the belief." It is a shared belief among a group of people.
Shared belief, so it could be anything.
And this guy doesn't seem to believe in anything. So how do you interact with the religion when you don't believe in the religion?
Well, he believes in nature.
Well, he believes
and whatever else he said.
And tradition, he believes that there's tradition and community found there.
But there's no worship of a superhuman power at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And how? Yeah, and then how does what happens when your truth butts up against someone else's truth, but there's no actual truth? Like
well,
I believe,
live your truth.
This is getting scary because they probably wouldn't say it, but in a way, they are worshiping a superhuman power in and of themselves. They think they have found the greatest truth or what's most believable, and that is that Christianity is not believable or whatever. And so they're really trusting themselves more than God. So in a way.
I mean, we'll wrap it to this. This line, I just can't get over it. This part
for all its faults. I think religion has a unique way of bringing the community together through rituals that mark the changing of the season.
The changing. Happy Easter solstice.
Like Christmas?
Solstice. Yeah. Like what changing of the seasons are you talking about?
He mentioned like coming of age or marriage or death. So maybe that's what he means. Seasons of your life. Which is true. Most of the time, I mean, preachers are marrying you and burying you. They're there in the big parts of your life.
Anyway, I just think, you're right, Jen. I think this guy is so close. He's so close. And he's going to go someday. He says he's been, an atheist his whole life, pretty much for 30 plus years.
He did mention it started with being Catholic or raised Catholic.
Yeah.
And a lot of those are rituals. They are very traditional. And so maybe the foundation, he didn't get enough truth to go with that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He did it. He was told, right. Because that's how it is for anybody's religion. You do it as a kid and you ask why. And most of the time it's because I said so.
Yeah. Don't ask questions.
Everybody has to go, at that point, when you become an adult, you have to decide what your faith looks like and not just the faith of your parents. And he got to that point. And he's like, nope, I'm 14. He said, by the time I was 14, I decided God didn't exist.
Yeah. That's sad.
Yep.
Because you can keep wrestling with it for a long time. You don't have to just decide.
Right. Well, I think that at some point you get to the place where you think, I've believed this for so long and I'm afraid to believe otherwise. So,
and when you're 14, you do have all the life experience you need. So,
well, ask any 14-year-old and they would agree with you.
Oh, I know. That's what I mean. Like, if you ask a 14-year-old, like whether or not their decision was the right one, of course it is, because they're 14. They've been around for 14 years. Of course they know what they're talking about. It's young teenagers and fresh college grads. They all know everything.
I don't think I made any good decisions when I was 14 years old.
I don't even remember 14.
Exactly. Anyway, nuggethatemail@gmail.com. I know we've gone a little deeper on this one, but I'm making up for all the bad Jesus Religious Sundays I've done before.
Don't worry. Next week will be super unserious.
Exactly. Don't worry. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled program. Thanks for hanging out with us. Nuggethatemail@gmail.com. Philip, if you're listening, let's get you on the pod.
And leave us a comment on YouTube too. We love that.
And keep working out your salvation. God welcomes wrestling.
Yes, fear and trembling. Yes, wrestle. He might like dislocate your hip while you're wrestling, but that's okay. Okay. Biblical.